Hi, so this is my assignment. So first question is what is selling and what is the importance of selling? So selling is a transaction between a seller and a buyer where goods and services or intangible assets are exchanged. So this is when you provide something of value or sell something of value to someone and then he pays you something of value in exchange for that thing or service. So the importance of selling is that it has revenue generation, customer feedback, and market share. So revenue generation means that if you sell something at a higher price then when you get it, then you will have income or revenue. So customer feedback, sales interaction provide direct insight into what customers like, dislike, and need, which fuels the product innovation. Third one is market share. This is effective selling helps a brand capture a larger portion of the market compared to its competitors. Also, it has relationship building, which modern selling focuses on consultative approaches, building trust and brand loyalty. So, in order to, um, yeah, so the second question is how do you formulate your selling price? So what are the necessary things that needs to be considered in setting up the selling price? So the selling price is the final amount a customer pays for a product. Setting it too high may drive customers away, while setting it too low may lead to business failure. So factors to consider are total cost, target target profit margin, competitor pricing, value perception, and market demand. So total cost, this includes both variable costs from raw materials to direct labor to anything that your product had gone through to be able to exist. And second is the target profit margin, which is the amount of money you want to keep after all expenses are paid. And then third is competitor pricing, understanding what others charge for similar value. So this is understanding that they I mean there is other businessman here there that is like you, and then how much they pay and how much they ask for their product. And then fourth one is value perception. If your brand is seen as premium, you can charge more than the cost plus calculation suggests. So market demand, high demand often allows for higher pricing and also the other way around. So third question is what is markup and what is markdown and when to mark down. So markup, this is the amount added to the cost price of goods to cover overheads and profit. It is the bridge between what you paid for the item and what you sell it for. So markdown, this is a reduction in the original selling price. So when to mark down. So there are four factors to consider. First, clearance, to get rid of old or seasonal stock. So if it's about to expire, then yeah, you have to mark down for it to go out to your inventory and avoid much greater loss for not being able to sell that one. And then inventory turnover, to free up cash tied up in slow moving items. Third one is competition, so to match a competitor's lowest price or promotion. Last one is damaged goods, so selling items with minor flaws at a discount. So those are the times that you need to mark down or you can mark down. So fourth question is give sample problems of markup based on cost, selling price, and markdown with profit, operating loss, or absolute loss. So the example I can give is that the selling price is equals to cost times 1 plus markup percentage. So for example, 20 is the cost. I mean, selling price. So 20 is the cost. You will multiply it by 1 plus 4 plus 0.40 to get the 28 selling price. That is based on cost. Now, if we base it on selling price, so the formula would be cost is equals to selling price times 1 minus markup percentage. So instead of adding it, just like the previous one, you will have to minus it. So example I can have is that For example, the cost is 75, then you have a 25% mark up on the selling price for an item. So you will have to divide it, times it. So 75 multiply by 1 minus 0.25 for the 25%, and you will be getting 100. And then on the markdown scenarios with like profit, operating loss, and absolute loss, example I can give is that new selling price is equals to original selling price multiplied by 1 minus markdown percentage. So let's say 60, you have an original selling price of 60, then you will have to multiply it by 1 minus markdown percentage of your choice. Let's say 20%, so 1 minus 0.20, and then the answer is your new selling price. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.